Hey guys, I was driving around my 91 Trans Am and sprung a leak from the radiator, and I was just taking a look at it, and it turns out there's a little plastic valve towards the bottom of the radiator to drain it, and it's not tightening anymore. The plastic must have worn away, so we're changing a radiator today. Part of the process of doing that, at least in my mind, is to flush the system to get it nice and clean before I put the new one in. And I'm going to change the thermostat. So let me show you where it was leaking from. That plastic valve right there. And as far as I can tell, it kind of sucks because the radiator seems fine, and it's just that plastic thing. And I don't know how else to fix it, so we're just going to change it out. The bolt on the thermostat housing was giving me a problem. So I had the bright idea of using some leverage. That's the top portion to the bar for a hydraulic lift. Let's lower the music so you can hear the moment that disaster strikes. Something broke? That's not what you want to happen. I broke the bolt for the housing. Okay, so that sucks. I broke the bolt for the thermostat housing, and here's the dilemma I'm in. I need the car tomorrow. I don't have time to fix that properly. The funny thing is, I've actually done that before on this car, like 15 years ago, the last time I was trying to change the thermostat. I don't know what it is, those bolts get corroded in there or something. I'm going to have to either drill it out. I'm going to have to drill it out. It's really the only choice I have. Because I need the car tomorrow, I'm just going to change out the radiator and hope that that housing doesn't leak later on. Or at least to get me through tomorrow. Alright, let's do the radiator. Old and busted, new hotness. And so you can get a better look at what I was talking about. This is the plastic valve that was leaking, and no matter what, it just keeps spinning. It just keeps spinning and spinning and spinning. And before you think, hey, why don't you just replace the cap? You can't. If you loosen it, it stays in there. You don't ever really get it out. So, new guy. Alright, so I've got the new radiator installed, and the more I think about it and the more I look at it, the broken bolt where the thermostat housing is just not going to work. I'm going to have to figure out a way to get that fixed today. Hopefully I can drill it out. So that's where I'm at now, so that's what's coming next. Alright, the housing's off. I've stuffed the microfiber into the hole here so that no debris gets into the coolant. A can of air. I'm kind of blowing out the hole here. That's the one with the broken bolt. I'm gonna spray some PB Blaster on there. let that go for a few minutes and it's literally one scene later for you, but it's a few days later for me. I couldn't get that broken bolt out of the manifold. I got frustrated and gave up. It took me about 8 bits and 2 hours later, and I said, screw it, I'll come back to it another day, and here I am. It's really stuck in there. I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm trying a few different things. The extractor didn't work, and I'm afraid I'm going to break it in there. Every drill bit that I use is just becoming dull almost immediately, and it's not getting through whatever mystery metal this bolt is made out of. Alright, so plan B. Got myself a heat gun. I'm going to heat the area because science says that heat will expand the aluminum, and this is an aluminum manifold, so hopefully this works. I got a set of channel locks here. Let's see if I could spin it out now. No, not even budging. Please come off. Please come off. It's not coming off.
Say something, I'm giving up on you.
I have used all of the PB Blaster in the world. I just got back from the hardware store and I bought a Dremel. I'm going to now attempt to flatten it out, make it flush with the manifold, and I also bought carbide drill bits, which should not break as easily as the last 20 or so. And this is where I'm at. This is what happens when you're not paying attention to the camera and you film absolutely useless material. I'm using a tap to drill out the correct size for the heli-coil installation. Now I'm using the tool that comes in most heli-coil kits to screw the heli-coil into the hole. Here I am installing the gasket, lining it up just right. Just right. Nice. I've never owned a Dremel tool before, and so far I'm totally digging it because it's making it really easy to clean these parts as I'm reinstalling them. The water pump housing itself it's got a bunch of corrosion around it, and the Dremel's making it super easy to get it cleaned. So I highly recommend having one of these in the garage. The heli-coil worked, and I've been driving on it for about 3 days now. I meant to make a video sooner, but I didn't because life, and I was lazy. So we're gonna go for another test drive and make sure it's still holding up. So obviously after doing all that work to the radiator, flushing the coolant, changing the thermostat, you're gonna wanna get the car up to operating temperature. I want the thermostat to open up, pump some of the fluid through the motor. That'll give you a good idea whether or not the thermostat housing is actually leaking. There we go. We definitely got it hot enough to open up. Not seeing any leaks. We're looking good. All right.